Well, happy Krampus month. Hi, I'm Monster Quin. I suppose you could call me that this month. And today I want to talk about the 2015 Krampus, directed by Micheal Dougherty. And I will say that I saw this movie in the theater when it did come out, and I had a lot of different feelings about it when I first saw it. It is a PG-13. It starts out as a family movie, a family Christmas movie, and then it turns in to a horror monster movie, kind of like an 80s monster movie. Similar, there's some parts that are very similar to Gremlins, and I very much enjoyed it. When I first saw it though, I will say that I was a very, very big fan of Micheal Dougherty's Trick or Treat, which is just the greatest, very excellent Halloween movie, and it's a staple in my home when I watch it. I watch it every October, and Krampus has become one that I watch almost every December now. When I first saw it, I was really hoping that it would be rated R, because it's about this family, and one of the family members, the young boy, basically loses his Christmas spirit, and he hates his family. He writes a letter to Santa, and he gets made fun of by his family members, and the idea is that he's losing his Christmas spirit, and that is what sends Krampus after. If you don't know who Krampus is like the anti-Santa Claus. While Santa Claus comes to give rewards and presents to the good boys and girls, Krampus comes to punish those that were very bad. And yes, so the idea is that he comes and destroys them from being such terrible people. Everybody that acted in this movie is fantastic. My favorite is the mother, played by Toni Collette. I might be saying her name incorrectly, but she is just a joy to watch on screen. I also really love her in The Sixth Sense, and the movie that came out this year actually called Hereditary. Another family movie, family drama movie that becomes a wicked horror movie. I definitely recommend it if you have not checked it out yet. So this, there's so much good about this movie. It's also very much like Christmas porn. Like, you just take a look, and it just gives you those delicious Christmas feelings, and a little bit of Black Friday madness. When the movie starts, the opening credits are just fantastic. It's this store that gets overrun by crazy, greedy, present-hungry assholes, and the family that you're introduced to in this movie is very relatable. You know, there's like kind of the family that's a bit more towards the left politically, and the other part of the family that's towards the right politically, and they clashed and blah blah blah. But then, as of course tragedy begins to befall, they have to band together to try and defeat these wicked creatures that are also sent by Krampus. There are like elves and wicked gingerbread men. And the gingerbread men are very much reminiscent of Gremlins, and they're funny, but also can be very deadly. There is a monster as well that is a clown monster, which my clown self was very thrilled and a little frightened by, to be honest. It's like this giant worm creature, and there's also like an evil teddy bear that comes out, and it sounds utterly ridiculous, but it's a very enjoyable film. There's also part of the movie, part of the family already knows the story of Krampus, and she's German, and when you get her backstory and because she's the one that tells the story of Krampus to the family, and her backstory is actually so interesting, but it's shot as if it's a like stop motion kind of thing, very reminiscent of like the old Rudolph cartoons. I'm not cartoons, you know, the one with the tunes and all. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that's it. And then a few other, I think there's a Jack Frost one that's very similar. Anyway, it's just wonderful. And when I saw this movie, I believed it to, because the ending is a bit ambiguous. It's like kind of supposed to be what the audience interprets it. So the boy, his family members do get picked off one by one by the different monsters that are in this story, and he is spared originally. He is spared from Krampus and is given the bell that lets him live, that his grandmother also got. But instead of accepting it and going on with his life, he confronts Krampus and calls him an asshole. And for that, he's punished and sent to hell. At least that's how I interpreted it, that he gets sent to hell, and then he wakes up the next day, and you kind of think that, oh my goodness, it's going to be a dream. It was a dream the whole time. How dare they put us through this? And he wakes up and he sees his family, and he, it's just everyone's happy and getting along, and it's wonderful. And then they're opening their presents, and the boy opens his gift, and it is the Krampus bell. And as everyone in the family begins to notice that he has the bell, they all start to get sad and have like frowny faces on, and they're just like, no, they're sitting by the tree opening the presents, and it's very, like, the mood is broken. And then it pulls back to you see the house, you see the street and everything, and then it opens up even wider to a workshop kind of thing, where there's a bunch of different little snow globes, and the snow globes are the different houses. And when I first saw it, and when I've watched it more recently, I've still, in my mind, they are in hell, and they are stuck having to relive Christmas with the people that they don't necessarily like over and over and over forever. I know some other interpretations thought of it kind of like a Men in Black ending situation. Some of them also thought that maybe the snow globe houses were just houses that Krampus is keeping an eye on, and that that he, lets them go back to their regular lives, and they've been warned, is kind of the bell. But I'm being the cynic that I am, I believe they are in hell. I definitely recommend the DVD or Blu-ray. I'm still one of those people that hasn't quite let DVDs go. There's a lot of bonus features on this that I definitely recommend. I loved listening to the commentary in this was fantastic. If you like film and you like being a little snobby about your cinema, I definitely recommend listening to the commentary. There's also some extended features, deleted scenes, the gag reel. There's an alternate ending. Honestly, the alternate ending is really not that different. I guess perhaps it is. Like, the young boy opens up his present, and it's the bell, and everybody else is still happy, and it's only him and the grandmother that notice the bell, and they kind of nod to one another, and it doesn't have the pull-out snow globe thing. It just kind of goes to the house, and then it stops. So to me, that's the ending, where Krampus is just keeping an eye on them, sort of thing. But once again, open to interpretation. The movie itself is just glorious and beautiful, and my mind changed about the feeling about the PG-13 versus R. I think that's probably why the movie didn't do as well in theaters, that if I remember correctly, because most people don't want to see a PG-13 horror, because PG-13 horror is often terrible these days. But this one is very good, because, it's a horror movie that you can watch as an entire family, and, even the little ones. And that's really what Krampus is. It's supposed to be a story to teach the little ones to be good. And because, the bad ones will be taken away by Krampus, and we don't want that. It's to instill good behavior. And so it's also, it's a great gateway film into horror for the little ones, as well as people that perhaps don't really like horror, because there's a lot of gory horror that can scare the hell out of you. Some of the ones that I've watched is my clowning stuff, for instance. Oh. So I definitely recommend this, especially whether you just watch the movie itself or you get the, you know, the DVD, Blu-ray, whatever. It's definitely very enjoyable. And I hope you like. What did you think of this movie? If you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, did you not like it? Did you like it? Tell me in the comments. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up. And I'm definitely looking forward to watching more Krampus related movies this month. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.